Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Me, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. Many large events of the Egghead Island arc are unfolding in this intense final saga of One Piece. Simultaneously, we have multiple clashes as well as mysteries being revealed, and this is looking to be one of the best One Piece arcs to date. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the possible events that could be happening in these next several chapters of One Piece, as well as talking about the events that are currently happening in the manga. But before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel, or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like and even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out, especially with that old YouTube algorithm, and it keeps motivating us to make more content. And if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or another one of your favorites with a friend. Well, without further ado, let's get into the video. So my friends, in this final saga of One Piece, we know that we are building towards an epic battle unfolding between the world government, the Revolutionary Army, and other factions that are going to result in a war of devastating proportions. The tension between the world government and the Revolutionary Army is especially tense right now and is certainly to be reaching its breaking point. Add on the news that Sabo had been accused of taking the life of King Nefertari Cobra. That is only adding fuel to the fire that's already starting to smolder. This plot twist and cover-up from the world government involving Sabo has generated a wave of emotion as well as motivation among the Revolutionary Army, and they see this alleged act as a necessary justice against the world government's oppression and corruption, because Sabo, now known as the Emperor of Flames, has become a legendary and an inspirational character for his fellow revolutionaries, and thus strengthened their desire to take an active part in the impending battle. This has also resulted in more people wanting to join the Revolutionary Army's cause to fight against the oppression that has been meted out by the world government. So then, the world's largest rebellion in realms of the One Piece world are getting ready to take place. Meanwhile, the news of the mysterious loss of a member of a family from one of the 20 founders of the world government has shaken the structure of the world government to its core. Now, world government leaders see this as an act of war declared by the Revolutionary Army and are mobilizing their best warriors and resources to face this threat. One of these groups that has been called upon are warriors known as the Holy Knights, where they consider Sabo their main target, along with all the other leaders of the Revolutionary Army for that matter, and they're looking to destroy all who oppose the world government, further increasing the gravity of this current situation. In these next several chapters, it's quite likely that we'll see Dragon, together with his companions, officially preparing for this big confrontation that is going to happen. A confrontation that will completely change the world of One Piece, as well as the overall narrative of the story. This impending battle between the world government and Revolutionary Army is going to trigger a global shift in the established power, and other forces and pirates who previously remained neutral are going to be forced to choose a side because they know the balance of power is going to be affected by whoever wins this war. And through everything that transpires, we're going to see strategic alliances formed, betrayals take place, new heroes and villains emerge in this chaotic landscape, in addition to also getting several important pieces of information about Dragon's past and even that of the world government and how it formed. And as this war begins to build to a rage, the protagonists of the series, the Straw Hat Pirates, are going to find themselves in the midst of all this chaos, where Luffy and his companions are going to be forced to make difficult decisions and face increasingly intense challenges on Egghead Island. As of right now, their current goal is to help Vegapunk escape the island safely and prevent the Navy from taking his life. And this is on top of maintaining their focus of finding the One Piece treasure, and of course Luffy becoming the king of the pirates, which is now directly linked to this global war that is now building in the world of One Piece. Now, we've always known that the Straw Hats were going to be at the center of our story, but they even seem to be becoming more key players in this fight against the world government's oppression. And of course, their actions and choices are going to shape the future of the world that we live in. Now, this final battle has always been portrayed by Oda as the greatest confrontation we'll ever see within our story, and this promises to be the ultimate showdown between the greatest forces in the entire One Piece universe. Now, the world government, with its vast military might and political influence, is going to face the fierce determination of the Revolutionary Army, which not only has skilled warriors, but also an unwavering drive for justice. And it's very likely that the war will spread across multiple islands and affect the lives of ordinary citizens, as well as reveal the cruelty and greed of those in power. As the battle builds, and even maybe before it gets to its climax, ancient secrets will come to light, revealing dark connections between characters and revealing the truth behind the mysteries that have shrouded the One Piece world for so long. It's likely that we're also going to see key characters sacrifice their lives for the cause that they believe in, and emotional moments of redemption as well as betrayal to keep us, the readers, on the edge of our seats. And in the end, this great battle and war between the world government, Revolutionary Army, pirates, and everyone else is going to have profound and irreversible consequences, because the world of One Piece will never be the same again, and the established powers will be completely shaken. We're going to see new alliances formed, and even the protagonists will become living legends. And just justice, of course, likely is to prevail, but at what cost? And what indelible marks on history are they gonna leave? One major question that a lot of us fans have is that we understand that this final saga of One Piece is gonna bring the main story to a grand and wonderful end. But will it also leave room for possible sequels or spin-offs that explore the aftermath of this global conflict, as well as the future adventures of other characters that we love so much? After this intense battle between the world government and Revolutionary Army, the world of One Piece is gonna undergo significant reconfiguration, and the repercussions of war are gonna be felt everywhere in the world. We're also gonna see the political and social structure drastically altered. With the fall of the world government, it is absolutely understandable that a giant power vacuum is gonna arise, and we're likely to see different factions fight and try and fill that void. We're gonna see new governments form on certain islands, while others might descend into chaos and anarchy, trying to rebel and figure out what they want in terms of their newfound freedom. The world of pirates will also be directly affected, and several crews could be looking to claim new territories, as well as treasures left behind the old order. And meanwhile, the Revolutionary Army, now empowered by its victory, is going to establish a new era of resistance against oppression of any people. Under the leadership of Dragon, Sabo, and other prominent revolutionaries, they're going to work to rebuild shattered nations and protect the rights of citizens, as well as face any threats that arise in the future. Now, as for the Straw Hats, as always, they're going to remain in the spot, but after the war, they're going to have to successfully obtain that long-awaited great treasure. Luffy in particularly would become an iconic figure, an inspiration to many who yearn for freedom and adventure. His crew, alongside their allies and new friends, will continue to sail the seas and explore uncharted islands and face ever-increasing challenges. However, the peace that they win is going to be fragile. As the world continues to restructure, there's still that possibility of new threats and mysteries emerging. Furthermore, ancient legends and deep secrets begin to reveal themselves, revealing a deeper connection between the Grand Line, the One Piece, as well as the fate and direction of the world. And as the Straw Hats advance on their journey, they're still going to discover many fragments of a forgotten past, secrets about the nature of devil fruits, and the truth behind the world government that has long been hidden. So these next chapters of One Piece are going to promise fans not only this big showdown in different parts of the world, but also exciting and unpredictable confrontations full of twists, revelations, and of course, unbelievably epic moments. Another thing we've started to see is that multiple different threads are being shown at once, and as our story expands and encompassing new horizons, delving even deeper into the rich and diverse universe created by Ichiro Oda, the adventure maybe has just begun, and the world of One Piece is never going to be the same again. So that story moving towards its end is going to bring some important and extremely interesting events. So with this future filled with uncertainty and possibility, this final saga of One Piece is going to leave us fans eager for more. The epic events and exciting twists and turns of the war between the world government and the Revolutionary Army have laid the groundwork for a new era of adventure, mystery, as well as power struggles. So as we eagerly await these next chapters that are going to be released soon, we can reflect on the incredible journey that One Piece has given us so far, and create different ideas and speculate about various possibilities that could still happen. Throughout this tale, we have explored a world of adventure and mystery and courage, where willpower and determination can overcome any obstacle. And this final saga promises to leave us in awe with its gripping narratives, endearing characters, and rich and complex mythology. And we know that Luffy and the Straw Hats still have multiple confrontations to take on, mainly the powerful pirates who are still in search of this great mysterious treasure. And there's still many other possibilities that could happen in these next few chapters. And of these many important events yet to happen, we have to remember that Oda is completely unpredictable. And as he has developed as a storyteller, we have to know that he's going to leave some of his biggest twists for the end, where he'll continue to introduce us to these new events that are unfolding, happening in the manga, and even introduce us to new conflicts happening in other parts of the world. As I said earlier, Oda is at a point where in the story that we just can't be simply following the Straw Hats anymore. There are multiple story threads that we're going to have to take time with to know about everything that's going on in the world, because it's all pretty much happening at once. So because these future events that will happen are bound to be unpredictable, what remains for us to do is to wait for these next chapters, and so we can better understand the direction that Oda intends to take the work, and what he might have in store in these next conflicts, and how it's going to build to this final saga of One Piece. Because this saga will completely define the fate of Luffy as well as his companions, in addition to being a global change in in the world of One Piece as we know it, completely changing the future of every character and every citizen left in that world. So with all that said, my friends, we'd now love to know what you think about it. What are you looking forward to during this final saga? And what matchups would you love to see happen and Oda bring to us? Next, what kind of twists and deaths do you think we might see? Now, there's been a lot of speculation around the One Piece community about who might sacrifice themselves and what main characters we might actually lose, because it's just not enough to be off-screen anymore. We are gonna see deaths that are gonna affect our main cast of characters, including Luffy. So who do you think we might see lost? And what motivations might that bring to our protagonist as well as his compatriots? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video today, we'd like to thank you all so much for watching, especially those of you who've made it here to the very end. Be sure to comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and hit that subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you all in our next video. Let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.